Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner and to a Pokemon video. So right, I got here a box of Agent Origins and I'm going to crack it open. Try and do this quickly, even though there are things I want to talk about, like Pokemon Worlds. It happened. And both good and bad things happened. And the bad thing is, well, two idiots thought it'd be a great idea to make a threat of going there and shooting the place up, and they actually ended up going there and trying to shoot the place up and subsequently got caught, and just idiocy abounds. From the looks of it, they had a ton of shit in their vehicle. Like they were, I don't know if they were going to be serious or not, but you don't pack that much heat and don't try and be serious. No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. It could have gone really badly, but it didn't because the police were on it. So thank God for that, because it would have made, like, this was freaking Pokemon Worlds. There were so many kids and innocent people there that just, it pisses me off. Ooh, is that the, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, just, it could have been bad. It didn't though, thank God. And the two people were like I think it was a 18-year-old and a 30-year-old or something along those lines. And I see a, ooh, Lugia EX. I wanted that. And I wanted that too. And that too. So, they knew what they were doing. It wasn't like, oh no, these people were like, no. They were two fucking morons who proclaimed something stupid, maybe just to show off their e-penis to their friends, and like, look at how badass we are, and then this is what happened. But they're arrested. Hopefully they'll rot in prison for a couple of years. Just fuck them. That being said, as far as the rest of Pokemon Worlds goes, what do we have here? Tyranitar EX I don't think that's a good one. As far as like Pokemon Worlds and stuff goes, I didn't watch all of it. I saw some of the top 4. And I was surprised to see Night March in top 4, but I guess when Lysander's Trump card gets banned, a lot of degenerate, and the the degeneracy of that card is no longer a thing. Then certain deck types can flourish. And Night March is very good for being very cheap. And let's see, Seismitoad was in there too, which is not surprising. Seismitoad's kind of degenerate. I consider it to be a bit of a helmet deck, as it's basically Quaking Punch, Quaking Punch, Quaking Punch. You can't play items, I can, I'll eventually win. It's like Evil Swarm. And that's why I don't particularly care for that deck. And which is why I also think the Rayquaza wasn't really there. Like, Rayquaza is a very fast and aggressive deck, but it also relies on its items, and I think it just can't really handle Seismitoad. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe there was Rayquaza in top 8. I only saw top 4 though. I was pleasantly surprised to see Blastoise in the top 4. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure Blastoise actually won it. Like Blastoise Kelio, remember that deck? Yeah, that deck's still around. I know, hey, doubles. Not only is it still around, well, okay, it dies after rotation this season. That's because Blastoise is kind of just hanging on there. But yeah, I think Blastoise 1-2-0 over Seismitoad. It had to have been. Which was pretty nice. A nice swan song for one of the coolest decks ever. Ooh. It's a full art, which is nice. And I got that Vespiquen too. It's a nice full art, but M. Sceptile EX, I don't think it's that great. Let's see, he is grass colorless. You may attach up to 2 grass energy cards from your hand to your bench Pokemon any way you like. If you attach that to a Pokemon this way, and heal all damage from that Pokemon. I mean, grass colorless for 100 damage. Ugh. Base M. Sceptile EX though, that thing's good. That has his own deck going for him. On the plus side, though, there is the stadium for grass types, which is basically a broken time space. Oh, hey, here we are. Forest of Giant Plants, Ace Trainer, Entei, another Ace Trainer. Wow, I got 2 Ace Trainers. But, yeah, that was nice to see. As far as rotation goes, it's XY on, so everything from Boundaries Cross up till something Legends are gone. And that's a significant amount of stuff in the game. Gyarados, what does he do? This does 30 more, 2 double colors, 30 more damage for each damage counter on each of your benched magic card. This may have 2 tools attached to it. This reminds me of Stormfront Gyarados to an extent, and I have a feeling that this might be good at some point. Flareon, Flare Effect. Each of your Stage 1 Pokemon in play is now a Fire Pokemon in addition to existing types. That's a very good ability. It pairs nicely with the Vespiquen I just pulled. Vespiquen I'm interested in because it's a lot like Flareon from last format, where if you have a whole bunch of Pokemon in your graveyard, it does more damage. And I see an EX in here. Is it the... Nope, it's not the good one. Oh yeah, Ampharos is in this set. Oh hey, this unknown. That thing's good. You can basically tribute it from your bench to draw a card. That's what it is. So, it speeds up certain decks. It's great in Vespiquen, because, oh look, it's another Pokemon in the drop zone for your damage. And I realized I just did discard, drop zone, and graveyard in the same bid. Yeah, there we are. Oh, Lysander got reprinted. Well, I see that card's not going anytime soon. Speaking, back to the rotation thing, I can't list all the stuff that that's getting out of the play off the top of my head, but notable cards include N, Colress, Keldeo, Blastoise, Machamp. Oh, wow, this is a bad box. I can already tell it is an awful box. I'm not getting the one EX I was hoping for, which is Hoopa EX. This guy here, he's really good. Or rather, he's solid. He's very solid. But, yeah, we're losing N, thank God. We are losing Garbodor, so there goes one stun deck. We're losing Hypnotoxic Laser and Burbank, or rather just all the Team Plasma. Energy Recycler. I hear this is a good card. Let's see. Shuffle 5 basic energies from your discard pile into your deck. That's okay. Apparently Super Rod's coming back into the format though on the next set, so... Yay for one set, this card's good. But, we're also losing Mew EX, so Night March takes a huge hit, which is unfortunate because that's a deck I've been sort of playing. But Vespiquen kind of fills the same role of a cheap deck that can do some decent damage, provided you get proper setup. Gardevoir, ooh, looks like it's a shiny Gardevoir, but it's not. Bright Heal, once per turn before you're attacking me, heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. 3 colorless. This does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so 3 colorless for 50 sniping. Ugh. Vaporeon gives all your stage 1s water typing and more Forest of Giant Plants. Excellent. So I need more Flareons, more Vaporeons, and some Jolteons. I'm basically going to try and build World Renowned Heretics version of Vespiquen, because that looks like it'd be the easiest one to build, and I still have those Signs of Evolution EVs. Ampharos Spiritling, another Vespiquen, so I got my playset of Vespiquen, I think. But, as far as Hoopa EX goes, he's definitely a very good card. His effect is when you put him on your bench, you can search for up to 3 EX Pokemon except himself, and what the? Is that a factory defect? That's segmented on the top. Hex Maniac. This is another decent card. So until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon to play in hand and in the discard have no abilities. So it's basically an Omni Drain, which anyone who's played other card games know that being able to Cold Wave or having Mind Drain, Skill Drain, Soul Drain all off at the same time would be really stupid. It's basic. No, it's a Majesty's Fiend. There we go. And we all know how stupid Majesty's Fiend is. Oh, hey, there's that Jolteon I was looking for. Speaking of stupid cards, Vileplume. While it's in play, nobody can play item cards. This will be the backbone of a deck at some point. Arceus poisons your bench and you're active in your opponent's Pokemon except for grass types, which is the basis of the Sceptile deck. But yeah, Hoopa EX can basically plus a couple. He can search out a Rayquaza, M-Rayquaza, and a Shaman so that you can just speed evolve. It's also relatively cheap, I think, at the moment. About $7, which is a lot less than I thought he'd be. Another Vileplume. Level Ball got reprinted too, thank God. Missed that card. It was so good. Why they didn't reprint anytime soon, I didn't know, because it helps non-EX decks, which is always great. The same Ralts. Another Vaporeon. And that's kind of really all I can think of is the rotation is coming up, which makes me happy. Oh, hey, Sceptile EX. And the Arios to pair with him. So Sceptile EX's effect is for 10 damage, you can flip a coin if it's heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep and poison. And then for a grass and a colorless, he does 60 damage, and if your opponent has a special condition, he does 70 more damage. So for a grass and a colorless, he does 130 damage if you happen to have the opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. And hey, Arios poisons both Pokemon except for grass type, so Arios Sceptile is a thing. I think I can actually build the Vespiquen deck now. I have almost everything I need for it. What else do I really want? Aside from like maybe more shiny cards. Faded Town. At each time between turns, put 2 damage counters on each Mega Evolution Pokemon. I don't know how much that's gonna really do. Come on, give me a Hoopa. That'd be great. No, Ace Trainer. And then Gudra. Liquid Blow for 2 colorless. Does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for each star in its retreat cost. Oh, to one of your opponent's Pokemon. I'm not sure how I feel about this thing. Let's see. Water, Fairy, colorless, Shining Breath, 100 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't be affected by special conditions. I don't think that's really that great. Nope, that's a dud. Then again, Pokemon booster sets are basically your EXs and just some good commons and uncommons. And I pulled an M Tyranitar EX. Okay, so I got a Tyranitar and an M Tyranitar. From what I hear, M Tyranitar is not that great, but we will find out in a bit as I go over these cards in greater detail. Let's just keep on rolling. In before Ampharos, Full Art, Mega Ampharos. Volcarona, Entei. I hear this thing's decent. Discard top 4 of your deck, and then attaching any fire cards to your Pokemon. Anyway, and then a Combat Blaze, 2 fire for 20 plus 20 for every benched Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field. Seems decent. Pokemon hacks. Why are you so hard to open and such? Pokemon still here. Control. Have their traits. Theta Stop. Tyranitar Spirit Link. Oh boy, I can play me a Tyranitar deck. Yeah, I can trade him off. One of my friends likes to build Dark, whereas I'm more of a Grass and Lightning person. Although I don't think the special Lightning Energy is all that remarkable, because I remember researching a lot of cards in this set prior, and if I basically if I don't really remember the card, that just shows you how like the card is. And I normally pay attention to special energies. I think the Darkness one isn't that amazing either. Echo Arm, shuffle 3 Pokemon tools in your discard pile into your deck. I don't think that's ever going to be needed. Last 4 packs. Can we end this on a strong note? We got a Rotom, another Golurk, preventing the effects of our opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to this Pokemon. Lightning Energy, this Lightning Pokemon get no weakness. Might have been great, but now that Landorus is getting rotated out of the format, I don't know how good fighting decks are, because he was a big part of the cheap fighting deck. And now that fighting might become depowered, we might see more Lightning Pokemon in play just because they don't have to worry about their biggest weakness. Oh yeah, Mega Rayquaza gets a reprint in here as a secret rare. Oddish, Sceptile Spirit Link, and another Flareon. Last pack, people. See what we get. And it is a Relicanth. Yay! Well, that was a very disappointing box. Not going to bullshit you on that one. I mean, I got nice shiny things, but they were not the best of nice shiny things, but we will go over them regardless. Actually, what does Ace Trainer do? Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and then draws 6 cards. You draw 6 and your opponent draws 3. So this will basically replace N. I already talked about this. This is basically Mewtwo EX. For double colors, energy does 20 times 20 for each energy on both Pokemon. So same damage numbers as Mewtwo. And then for 4 energy, does 80, and then you can do 70 more damage if you get rid of a stadium in play. Talked about Vespiquen. Let's find Tyranitar and M Tyranitar. Oh yeah, I got the bad EXs. Okay, so Tyranitar EX does 60 for a dark and a double colorless, and then 130 for 2 darks, 2 DC, and a DCE, and then 10 damage to each of your benched Pokemon. That's very clunky. M Tyranitar EX does, let's see, DCE and 2 darks. This does 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah, I don't think so. So we already talked about Sceptile, and we've already talked about M Sceptile. I do find it a bit funny that I pulled the regular art and then the full art MEX of each guy. The Champ EX does fighting and a colorless 20 damage times the number of damage counters on his Pokemon, and then he becomes confused. And then for 2 fighting and a colorless, he does 80 damage, and then if he has a special condition, he does 80 more damage, then you remove all special conditions. So you use Steaming Mad, and then you use Crazy Hammer. No. Kyurem is, let's see, 2 waters and a colorless, does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's original Kyurem. And for 130, you do 3 water and a colorless, discard an energy attached to Pokemon. The defending Pokemon cannot attack during your opponent's next turn. Where was this during Plasma format? Because this would have been good back then. Now, though, it's just bad. Just, no, that's awful. Jolteon gives your Stage 1 Pokemon Lightning typing, which works great with this. This Entei, 30 damage, fire, and a colorless during your opponent's next turn. Any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 30. Heat Tackle, flip a coin, 30 to yourself. This Pokemon may have Pokemon tools onto it. Ew. Each player's grass Pokemon may evolve during his or her first turn or the turn that he or she plays their Pokemon, so it's a broken time space, which lets you speed into this. And level balls back. So, that's the box. Sorry this took so long, and I'm sorry that I didn't really get anything exciting for you guys. The only real good pulls I got from this, for me, are Lugia EX. Like, that's the only of these foils that I actually like. The other ones are all going in my trade binder, because I don't think I'd be playing this. But I know people who will probably want them, so hopefully I can get a Hoopa EX off of them, or a couple of them. And then I can just run the one of in M Rayquaza, and I think that's all I really need. Yeah, I don't think I need any more than one Hoopa. I could be wrong in this, but maybe 2 at the most in there. I'm only running... Oh, I also need a Shaman EX for that deck, but... Yeah, that's all I got for this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until the next time, this is Blue39, jacking out.